During his 20-year career in the NFL, Jerry Rice sealed his legacy as one of the game's all-time greats. But the Hall of Fame star received one of his biggest receptions upon touching down at the International School of Beijing during his recent visit to China. Rice was welcomed by students and teachers, who led him on a tour of the school ahead of his participation in a student-led dialogue. He also took time to mingle with ISB staff and sign memorabilia auctioned later that day to raise funds for a local charity. Among the items autographed were paintings by ISB middle school art teacher Steve Northcote. Reflecting on his journey from a small town in Mississippi to NFL stardom, Rice credited his success to his tireless work ethic on and off the field.
My message here today at ISB is just tell the kids that, hey, look, you know, you're going to run into some obstacles. You're going to have to be able to face those obstacles and still focus on, you know, what you want to accomplish in life. And I remember as a kid growing up, you know, very small town back in Mississippi. You know, I was faced with some adversity. I fought through it, and I never thought I would have the opportunity of going on, playing in the NFL, and just impacting so many lives.
Before the dialogue, ISB teachers savoured the chance to pose with one of Rice's 3 Super Bowl rings won during his time at the San Francisco 49ers. Through its ever-growing network of external partnerships, ISB gives students access to expertise and real-world learning experiences. Rice used his visit to the school to emphasize the value of students pursuing their passion.
I think the most important thing is to find something that you love doing. And I never looked at football as a job. It was my way of entertaining people and bringing so much, you know, excitement to their life on that given day. And I remember going to training camp. You know, I would go to training camp early, you know, because I wanted to be the best football player that I could possibly be.
ISB high school students led a discussion with Rice in one of the school's 4 gymnasiums. Despite the daunting prospect of speaking before hundreds of their peers, parents and visitors, students felt at ease thanks to Rice's down-to-earth demeanour.
Before we met Jerry Rice, I was definitely a little bit tense, a little bit nervous. I don't know about you guys, but I was feeling the pressure a little bit. But then I actually met the guy, and like the second that I shook his hand, all of the pressure, it just like went away. Just because it was so relieving to see how like what a normal guy he is.
Having a pep talk from arguably the greatest NFL player of all time also helped them rise to the occasion.
Before we went into the room with the stage there, he got us together and he said, "You're my team, and I need to know that you have my backs." So it was
like a team huddle.
Yeah, it was like a team huddle type of thing.
Yeah, and he was our captain, and he let us in there.
Yeah,
he gave us like high fives and everything. It was
encouraging.
Leader, yeah,
made our jobs easier as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
A former contestant on Dancing with the Stars, Rice proved his fancy footwork wasn't limited to the football field by breaking into an impromptu cha-cha with fellow Mississippian and Seoul Foreign School dance instructor Menya Jefferson, who was at ISB for the APAC Dance Festival. Rice earned a reputation on the field as a team player and leader, whose dedication is something of NFL folklore. He would run sprints days after winning the Super Bowl. Running up an infamously steep hill was a regular part of his training routine. Asked about his formula for success, Rice stressed the value of communication and collaboration, both key components of ISB's Learning 21 curriculum.
His work ethic was amazing. He was the guy, you know, always practicing 24/7. When his teammate went to back to the locker room to get something, he was the one there. I think he also showed up early before training, even before the rookies, and so that kind of, his actions spoke louder than his words, and that's the kind of communication I think we as ISB want to try and hold dear to our hearts.
After the dialogue, members of the ISB community had their photos taken with the former wide receiver. For some youngsters, it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet a sporting hero they shared with their parents.
It's an amazing feeling to meet someone who's been in the past where they've had so many records and won 3 Super Bowls already. It's just an honor.
It feels kind of weird meeting my dad's hero for real life. I just couldn't talk.
A charity luncheon and silent auction for memorabilia followed in the cafeteria. More than $2,000 was raised for the Love and Hope Center, a charity committed to the care and education of underprivileged youth in China. Rice requested all proceeds be donated to a local charity, proving his heart is as big as his hands that hold the NFL record for most receptions.
He was twice my height and his hands were twice my size, like humongous. But like he was telling us like kind of like his life and like how to make our life better.
How to be like a good team player and things and collaborate.
Students weren't the only ones to appreciate the experiential learning opportunity. Teachers also found Rice's message fit hand in glove with ISB's mission and vision.
And he had two good points, I think, that are applicable to our kids. One is he's gotten knocked down and he has failed, and that failure is okay for kids. And I think a second is practice, the importance of practice. You know, whether it's academic or in a sports world, you know, practice, 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 and really refining your craft.
Choosing a favorite career highlight was difficult, but the historic 1990 Super Bowl in which Rice scored 3 touchdowns during the 49ers' demolition of the Denver Broncos was hard to go past.
I think my fondest memory is their Super Bowl win over Denver.
55-10.
55-10, and you just see Rice just like catching ball after ball after ball, and he's running with his hands up, and that's the only score of any game I remember, 55-10 in the Super Bowl. So, sorry, Casey.
Oh, it's all right. He made my day because I got to ask him. I always argue with my friends who's better, Elway or Brady, and I asked Jerry Rice, and with the most serious face, he said, Elway.
Rice's visit also provided a great opportunity for students in ISB's film club to share the spotlight in pursuit of their passion. 4 high school students collaborated with the NFL as part of an internship for Rice's visit, providing the star with his own multimedia team during his time in Beijing.
Whenever someone like that comes to ISB, or it's always an inspirational moment just to get to hear what they have to say for us. But I think Jerry Rice really left an impact on us because he was talking about a sport, but in film it's almost the same. You need teamwork, you need goals, and you need to set goals that you can reach, but you need to strive for it.
When you've got real people from real companies relying on you to do your part, you just feel like you want to succeed more. That drive is just more there, and I think that helps. It's a real world setting to do your passion or do what you care about.
For ISB students preparing to graduate, Rice said there are no shortcuts to success. All you need is a dedicated work ethic and
never give up attitude. and I love it because like I stated, you're going to be faced with some adversity and you're going to have to sort of soul search yourself and be able to fight through that. You know, I remember, you know, the hard work, the determination, and never getting complacent. I never felt like I had arrived. And, you know, the media, the fans, they would they would come to me and say, hey, look, you're one of the greatest football players to ever play the game. But I never gave in to that, and I continued to go out and just push hard. And I wanted to conquer the world, and I think I have.
ISB's external partnerships take learning beyond the classroom's 4 walls by giving students meaningful real-world learning experiences that instill professionalism and creativity.
As ISB students, we'd love to work on more projects like this to gain more experience in different fields. And we like working with other people, like other professionals, to see what the real world is like.
Great job, guys. Way to go, team. This is my team.
It's all about teamwork.